Are you innocent?
Help.
So if you haven't heard yet, everyone on Twitter has been shitting their fucking pants about The Last of Us Part 2 apparently being a flop. It's gotten a huge amount of backlash for having what many say feels like forced diversity, unlikable characters, and questionable writing choices for characters in its plot. Creative director Neil Druckmann defended The Last of Us by saying, "Diversity is a pillar that Naughty Dog considers as important as graphics or music or combat, because ultimately it leads to better stories." But really though, I'm not here to talk about if The Last of Us 2 is any good. Me and many others are all concerned about the blatant double standard of censorship in Sony of America's products. The Last of Us Part 2 features a sex scene between Owen and trans character Abby, which shows full frontal nudity and out-of-frame penetration.
Are you fucking serious?
Naughty Dog considers it a, quote, tasteful romance scene. I personally don't have much of an opinion because I don't know the context for it, but I can tell you what the more vocal opinion of it seems to be.
Oh! Ew! Dude! What the fuck?
Now, Sony seems to be turning a blind eye to the explicit material in this game. However, in the past, they've censored much more tame sexual content in various Japanese and anime games for seemingly no reason.
I can't see big anime titties anymore.
This is much more frustrating for the developers than anyone else, because Sony has never given any strict guidelines for what can and can't be displayed. In the past, they've spoken about how they don't want underage girls shown in compromising positions on their platform, which is totally understandable. The problem with this is that people in anime can look all sorts of ways and still be given a certain chronological age by their creator. Sony wants to censor those that look young, but how do you even judge that with a cartoony, unrealistic art style like anime? It's also kind of important to look at why they want to censor these girls in the first place. If a headline came out tomorrow that Sony licensed a game which featured nude minors, they would be in such deep shit. Like, the members of the PR team have sleep paralysis demons that are just different versions of this headline. This is of course why they would want to err on the side of caution with censorship, but it also calls to question why it is that Sony is the odd man out in terms of this. All other platforms will have their game released the way the developers intended on day one, and then months later the Sony version will come out heavily censored. If the censoring was really being done to protect their brand image, then why would they be making such an effort to stand out? Now, hilariously enough, what makes this situation even more of a clusterfuck is that The Last of Us sex scene was censored in Japan, which is where Sony normally leaves everything uncensored. What the fuck kind of backwards company is this? If you're gonna try to be the wokest gaming platform, at least do it right. If nothing else, we can at least let this event be known as the first time in history where Last of Us fans...
You need to go back to the drawing board because your game absolutely sucks!
The trans community... and anime fans...
Oh my god! Oh jeez, oh my god!
all agreed on something. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, consider checking out the rest of my channel. Bye-bye.